Very interesting, La Sportiva. Very interesting indeed. It's been a while since I reviewed a La Sportiva trail shoe, and I'm glad I got a chance to test their brand new Prodigio because it took my expectations and shattered them. This low-slung trail monster is ready for whatever you can toss at it, and it even has some surprises in store. The outsole is comprised of La Sportiva's well-known rubber lugs, but the midsole is where this shoe really comes alive. Now, I don't always associate La Sportivas with cushioning, but these Prodigios pack a soft, though precise punch that feels really awesome underfoot, not too much, not too little. And then you got the upper, also laces up really quickly, succinctly, it delivers a perfectly precise fit. Yeah, the Prodigios are a great shoe. But can La Sportiva's new Prodigio hold up against the competition, or does it suffer from focusing too much on a small subsect of running styles versus sort of creating a shoe for the general trail running public? Lots of questions to answer in today's review. Let's dive in. What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review. Today, we're reviewing something from La Sportiva. It's actually been quite a while since I reviewed a La Sportiva shoe. This is the Prodigio. Prodigio. Honestly, I'm butchering it. Prodigio. It's a fun shoe. All right, so of course, before we get into the review, two quick things. One, if you would like to join an amazing running community that helps support this channel, but also is comprised of runners just like yourself, doing amazing things just like you, running races that you're probably also running, consider joining the GR Crew, which is our Patreon. Link is in the description, but there's lots of really cool perks depending on what tier you're on. We do daily live streams, all sorts of really fun inspiration to get you out there, get you running. Consider joining if you have not already. And second, I am legally required to tell you that this shoe was provided for review by Running Warehouse. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to say anything positive or negative. I am not financially compensated in any way for anything that I say in this review. All opinions are my own. No one has to approve it. You're the first to see it. Give yourself a little lacing. I don't know. We have lots to talk about in today's review. As always, let's start with the basics, the things I like and dislike, starting with things that I like. About the La Sportiva Prodigio. Comfortable. So this is not something that I have often said for a La Sportiva trail shoe. I've tried many over the years, and one thing that they always tend to have in common is that the midsole is very unforgiving. I think there's a lot of elite athletes out there that can use La Sportiva and do incredible things in them. I have friends that do incredible things in La Sportivas, and in my head I'm just like, how? It's a low-slung amount of midsole material. It's just enough bounce and squish to provide you with some comfort and some underfoot pillowy goodness, but also plenty of precision and plenty of ground feel. So it definitely does exactly what I would hope it would do. Durable. La Sportivas are very durable shoes. They come from a whole background of mountaineering, and you'll notice it in the rubber, the build quality, the upper materials, the welded overlays, the protection. There's so many elements to all of the shoes that they create that just allow them to be very durable and long-lasting shoes. This is no exception. And honestly, the Prodigio is a good example of how a La Sportiva gets better the more you wear it. It gets more in line with your foot, more comfortable. It kind of becomes one with your foot, and you'll feel right at home the more you wear it. Precise. So I've used this word a lot recently when it comes to shoes. A lot of the time I refer to a precise shoe as being a narrow shoe. In this case, that holds true. But really where I mean precise is just in how you feel running across undulating terrains or technical terrain. You want a shoe that kind of allows you to feel everything, but be protected from everything. And here, the shoe laces really nicely. It just wraps around your foot. It feels very similar to a Salomon, like the Salomon Genesis, but it just does what it needs to do, which is protect you, convert you to energy moving forward, and wrap around your foot nice and comfortably. It's a precise shoe. That being said, it's not all banana splits and laser tag birthday parties. There are a couple of things that I dislike about the La Sportiva Prodigio. Let's get to those now. Narrow. Yeah, it's a precise fitting shoe. That it has in spades. But as a result, it does tend to run narrow. So if you are someone that has a bit of a wide foot or prefers a wider toe box, you're not going to get that in the Prodigio. You're not going to get that in many La Sportivas at all. You're probably not even watching this review if that is something that you are worried about, because La Sportivas just run narrow. Salomon's just run narrow. In this case, it feels on that border between a little too narrow, but accommodating. So I have no problems in it, but I do know people that wear it that do, because it is not wide enough for their foot. And you have the welded overlays that come all the way back beyond the toes and into the midfoot, and those are not very flexible. They don't allow a lot of wiggle room. Grip. So this is comprised of some of La Sportiva's well-known grip system. It is not my favorite, It is very durable. It is very hard, and it does really well on certain surfaces like rocky terrain, dry rocky terrain. Where I don't necessarily have a lot of fun experiences is running with this shoe on wet surfaces like wet bridges, wet roots, wet rocks, anything like creek crossings, because the rubber just kind of wants to slip. It's very dense, it's very hard, and it doesn't really want to grip those types of surfaces well. But that's kind of it for dislikes. Let's get a bit more specific in our breakdown. Talk about build quality, comfort, fit, price, and look. Starting as always with build quality. La Sportiva just does such good building of shoes. They always have. And like, again, trail running shoes is not just their only thing. They make all sorts of mountaineering gear and mountain boots and skimo stuff. In this case, I think this is a very, very well-built shoe, and I think it gets better the more you wear it. I also think this is a comfortable shoe. I think the midsole that they're using here in the Prodigio is a very accommodating midsole. It works quite well in all sorts of distances. I think this shoe can work for some people in the longer range of mileage or long training runs. Yeah, I actually have really been enjoying the midsole, and I have to give La Sportiva credit for putting it just the right amount in the Prodigio. Fit, it is a very precise fit. I've already talked about it. Very narrow. I didn't mind the narrowness. I think that, again, kind of catered to the precision end of things. I think the tongue is really nice. The lacing system is really good. It does really want to lace down. I don't normally like sausage laces, the ones that are just sort of like round tubes. In this case, they actually work okay. I didn't even have to do the double ankle locks to get these things to tie down right. They just worked. That's good. Price, $155. So they're a little bit more expensive than the Salomon Genesis, for example. Maybe it's like closest competitor. It's still at the higher end. I think 140 to 150 might be something that the Prodigio should sit at. But again, we're talking about La Sportiva here, where you get this quality materials and build that are just going to be a little bit higher in price point. And finally, looks. This is La Sportiva through and through. You got bright white, green, orange, black. Very simple, very bold, very Euro. And I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it. Bringing us finally to our conclusion. So I like the La Sportiva Prodigio a lot. I think it does a lot of things really, really well. And I think it does some things maybe not so well, but they're forgivable. It's a great mountain shoe in a lightweight package for those who like to feel the ground underfoot and like to move fast, depending on the terrain. No matter how fast or slow you want to go, the shoe kind of has something for everybody, so long as you don't mind a bit of narrowness. So in the end, do I consider the Prodigio a buy, try, or a why? Is it worth your hard-earned dollars? I'm going to give it a solid try. If you are already running in shoes very similar to this, sort of low slung, low to the ground, high ground feel, I think you're going to get a kick out of it. If you have never really experimented with shoes like this, it's certainly going to be something you're going to want to put on your foot before you commit. So that is why I give it a solid try. And now, my friends, the table turns to you. Have you tried the Prodigio? Is it something that interests you? Have you tried a La Sportiva recently that you're like, that's the shoe? Let me know. I'm very, very curious because this is a brand that I often look over only because sometimes the shoes just aren't really my thing. I'm really glad I put these on and tried them because they opened up and they became something that I was like, oh yeah, no, these are great. So I'm very, very curious what you think of shoes like this from La Sportiva. Okay, that's it. Join the GR crew. Consider grabbing a hat or a t-shirt or something to support the channel. If you want to get these shoes, the link's in the description. Get out there, train hard, race harder, part of the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.